Hello, guys. Brenda Mahoro is my name. I'm so delighted to be speaking to you again. I've been thinking to myself, there's a lot of early pregnancies in this time of COVID-19. I think it all goes back to our parents because it has been a long holiday. Girl child is at home. Today we are going to be focusing on a girl child because uh, early pregnancy is all based on a girl child. So we are going to be talking about early pregnancies, and I think it all goes back to parents. They have let their guards down. Most of our parents, they are unapproachable. Most of our parents are unapproachable. You could be there as a parent and you're thinking to yourself, what is being approachable mean? uh you're too bossy. You boss around a girl child, and most of the girls, trust me, they don't like that. You ought to be a parent who really talks about stuff, who is very approachable. Like if your girl child comes to you and is like, mommy, and is like, dad, this is what is going through, this is what is going on, you're very approachable and you're down to earth, and you tell her what is ought to be told. Most of our parents out there, they don't know their children's friend. How would you be there and you don't know whom I hang out with? Because in whom I hang out with, it's where I'm going to what? It's where I'm going to find these things that I am going to work with. There's a lot of things that is said to me. There's a lot of things that I get through my friends. There's a lot of advice that I'm given to when I walk through. So I find consolence in what? In the friends that I walk with. So you as a parent, you ought to know the people that I walk with as a girl child. What are they telling me on a daily basis? What do they tell me? What advice do they give me? And on the contrary, if they give me this advice, you as a parent, you ought to tell me that this is right and this is wrong. So if there is not a relationship between you as a parent and I, a girl child, you want to know what I'm going through, and you want to know what is next into my life. We have to build a relationship with our children, because if you build a relationship with your child, trust me, there's nothing that is going to go wrong. If you build a relationship with your child, there is a lot of things that we're going to share. You're going to tell me the goals of the future. I'll know what's next in my life because I have a relationship with you. So I'll know, because you wish me well as a friend, I'll know what is next into my life. I'll know what is going through. I'll know what the future holds for me. I know what you're planning for me. So I'll know that if I ruin any step of my life, or if I ruin my life with early pregnancy, I'm going to miss out on what? I'm going to miss out on a lot of stuff. Know what your child is watching and listening to and reading. Because at the end of the day, if I'm reading pornography, let me give an example as of pornography. If I'm reading any pornography stuff, that is what I'm going to that is what I'm going to depict in life. Because what I read right now, it's what I'm going to keep into my heart, and what fills the heart is what you give to the world. If I feel myself sexually, that means I want to be fulfilled sexually. So you ought to know, what is your child reading, what is your child listening to, what is your child up to, what is your child watching. If she is watching anything sexually, if she's watching anything that is contrary to what is leading her into this life, that means that there is going to be a problem, and there is going to be a yarn that you won't fulfill, you as a parent. So she will want someone else to fulfill this desire. You as a parent, you ought to know what your child wants, because most of us girls, I see on the news, as I've been watching on the news, like girl child, they have been given chips, chicken, and then they're just taken like that. They just bought pads, and then they're taken like that. Hmm? You ought to know what your girl child deserves right now. Hmm? We girls, we love chips, we love chicken, so you have to buy them for me so that I am not taken like that. You ought to call me a princess, because if you don't call me a princess, there is someone who is going to call me a princess, and I'll fall for that. If you don't know what you have, you ought to love me, because if I'm not loved, as a girl child, that means if I find someone who is going to love me more more than a parent, that means I think there is a hiding place. I'll know that there is security. Home is just something else. I know there is security here. Have a sex talk with your child. Call a spade, not a big spoon. Have a sex chat, because we are all grown ups, and at the end of the day, this is what I'm taught. This is what I'm running for. This is what I'm going for in the future. I am all grown up, so you ought to tell me what I need to know. You ought to tell me that if I go into an unprotected sex, that means I'll get pregnant. You ought to tell me to have a safe side, like to use a condom. You parents, you should what? You should talk about stuff. You should tell your girl child, if you cannot abstain, please and please, you should encourage your children to get into encouragement groups. We have them at church. We have them a lot, like organization. They talk about stuff. They counsel them. They tell them what they need to know for the future. Talking about sex with your girl child, it does not encourage them to be sexually active. It does not encourage them like that. So when you talk about your girl child's sexual things, it does not encourage them. You just tell them this is how it's done. This is what you're going to face. This is what the repercussions are going to be. You're going to lose studying. You're going to lose everything. You're going to lose on a lot of stuff when you what? When you spoil yourself, when you get into early pregnancy. We have to play a very big part as parents. We have to tell our children this thing, because the teachers they have their part, and you as a parent, you have to what? You have to play your part. You have to love them wholeheartedly, because you know that they are all that you've gotten. At the moment they are spoiled, they're not going to spoil you as a parent, but you're going to what? There's a lot of things that you're going to miss out on your child, and there is no happiness in the family when a girl child is really spoiled. So this has been my talk. Thank you so much for listening. Brenda Mahoro is my name. Bye.